What's up, guys? So this is the start of my training for Raw Nationals in October. I'll be competing in the 66 kilogram junior class. So now we're just starting a new hypertrophy phase. For the next 10 weeks, I'll be doing hypertrophy, then an 8-week strength phase, and then a 4-week peak. Uh, I can go into a little more detail about my programming if people really want it for some reason. Uh, but I'll give just a brief overview of it right now. So right now I'm squatting 3 times a week. The first day is a pause squat day. It's my kind of main squat day right now. The second day I'm doing some high bar pause squats, which is a movement I haven't done in more than half a year, so I'm really, really bad at it. And then my third squat day is really mainly a deadlift day with pause deadlifting, but I do some high bar afterwards. So the first set you just saw was 180 for 6, and then here's an AMRAP at 180 on pause squats where I got 8. The volume, honestly, was killing me this week. I wasn't really doing that much, but just sets of 6, sets of 8 on pause movements like this. It's way more than I'm used to. If you've been following along, you know I've probably had a back injury for the past 6 to 8 months. That's prevented me from squatting seriously or deadlifting seriously for that period of time. But now it seems to be pretty much gone. So I'm trying to build up my volume tolerance again on these movements. But obviously I'm extremely detrained to volume. And in general, I haven't been doing high reps on anything for the past at least month when I peaked. So my body is super sensitive to volume right now. Literally on this day, I only did 3 sets of pause squats and 2 sets of conventional deadlifts. And the next day I was sore and really, really sore. Here's my first bench day. It's actually an OHP focused day. This is my second movement of the day, 2 count pause bench. I got 115 for 7, which is way, way, way below like my best performance on 2 count pause bench from the previous training cycle I did leading into the last meet. But you got to keep in mind it's after OHP and it's for 7s, which is really, really awful on 2 count pause benching. So I'm sure this will climb up pretty high in the coming weeks. I didn't show the OHP, but right now for my bench programming, I am focusing a lot on OHP. I'd really like to get my overhead press higher, even if that means not making quite as much bench progress. It's just a movement that I think is a lot of fun, and that I'd like to be particularly strong at if I could. So here's my second squat day of the week, and this is my high bar pause squats. I kind of got this idea from Dan Green. I went to a seminar of his. He talked about how he loves high bar pause squatting, also front squatting. He does it, high bar pause squatting, as his secondary squat movement on his squat day. But I figured I would just make it its own movement at the beginning of a second squat day. It's kind of like my low stress day. This is pretty easy, as you'll see. But every week, hopefully, I'll be able to slowly increment this weight and keep the rep scheme. Alright, here's my second bench day. The main movement on this day is an incline spoto press. As you can see, I'm pretty weak at incline, something I just have not focused on pretty much ever. Just throwing in the spoto press because if I go all the way down, I think it puts a lot of strain on my shoulder through that range of motion. And also, I think doing some spoto pressing is good just to practice keeping tightness on the chest and just barely touching your chest on competition benching. So this was 95 for 8, which was an AMRAP, I suppose. No, that was not an AMRAP. I'm sorry. That my third set. My fourth set was an AMRAP with 85, where I got 13. And this is my last lower body day of the week. Pause deadlifting is the main movement I'm doing right now for deadlifts. 205 for 6. This was honestly harder than I expected, but hopefully I'll be able to rebuild my deadlift. I hit 303 at the meet. I've hit 386 in the past, so I'd like to get it back up there. Yeah, I do high bar squatting after this, but I didn't show it. So this is my volume for the week. As you can see, I got a little over 7,000 pounds in squat, almost 20,000 pounds on bench and OHP, and just under 6,000 pounds on deadlift. The squat and deadlift volumes aren't so high right now because I kind of skipped sets here and there as I kind of adjusted to the volume. The deadlift volume, honestly, probably won't go up that much because I'm only doing pause deadlifts and conventional deadlifts right now. But obviously the squat volume plays a role in my deadlift progress as well. The squat volume definitely is going to go up a little bit next week. I skipped sets here and there. And the bench volume will probably go up a little bit maybe, but I didn't really skip too much in general. So I think it'll probably stay around 20,000 pounds. Obviously the goal, or maybe not obviously, but the goal during a hypertrophy phase is to slowly increase the volume and get higher tonnages, since that is the main driver of hypertrophy. So I'll keep this as a measurement in my training, and hopefully over the course of the next 10 weeks it increases. See you guys later.